"We've put you on the patio, dear." My mother said it with that razor-thin smile she only used for her greatest disappointments. Inside the French doors, my siblings were toasting with $500 champagne under crystal chandeliers. Outside, I was sitting with the mosquitoes and the plastic chairs. My brother Michael raised his glass through the glass, mouthing the words, "The patio is for failures." Little did they know the failure on the patio was currently closing an $8 billion acquisition. And by the time the cake was served, I wouldn't just own the conversation. I'd own them that if you've ever been the black sheep of the family, the one they underestimated, the one they laughed at while you were quietly building your own world. This story is for you. Today, we're looking at the ultimate lesson in success is the best revenge. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and let's get into how the modest daughter took down an entire dynasty. The air at the Northwood Country Club was thick with the smell of old money and unearned arrogance. It was my father's 70th birthday, a milestone. But in the Chin family, milestones were just opportunities to audit everyone's net worth. My sister Rebecca was draped in Versace, looking like a walking billboard for new money. My brother Michael was preening in a Tom Ford suit, loud talking about his latest real estate conquests. And then there was me, Catherine, in a simple black dress. No logos, no screaming price tag. It's just. Mom adjusted her pearls, her eyes darting around to make sure that important guests weren't looking at me. "With your modest career choices, we thought you'd be more comfortable out here, away from the business talk. You wouldn't want to be bored, darling." Modest. That was their favorite word for me. They thought I was doing something with computers. A tech support girl. A hobbyist. The internal fire. I sat down at the lone table on the patio. The silence out here was a stark contrast to the clinking crystal inside. I felt the familiar sting, the one I'd felt since I was 10, and Michael got the private tutors while I got the hand-me-down laptop. But this time the sting didn't hurt. It fueled me. I checked my phone. 3 missed calls. My executive team was spiraling. The acquisition of Ether Systems, a deal that would reshape the global tech landscape, had just accelerated. $8 billion. Inside, my father was holding court. "Now that," he boomed, gesturing to Michael, "is how you build a legacy. 50 million in new development. To real success." I looked at my glass of lukewarm water. I didn't raise it. Why would I toast to a lie? I knew Michael's books. I had seen the cracks in the family business months ago. While they were chasing the appearance of wealth, I had been building the substance of power. The confrontation. Rebecca sauntered out to the patio, her heels clicking like a countdown timer. She leaned against the doorframe, swirling her champagne. "Oh, Catherine, you really should let me style you. This minimalism, it makes you look like the help. How can you expect anyone to take you seriously?" I looked up at her. I saw the pity in her eyes, the most insulting kind of pity. The kind that comes from someone who has never worked a day in their life. "I'm fine, Rebecca," I said softly. "Are you?" Because fine doesn't pay for a seat at the main table. She laughed, a sharp, brittle sound. "Fake it till you make it, sis. Although, looking at your little computer thing, I think the making it part is a long way off." My phone buzzed in my lap. A text from my CFO. Urgent deal terms improved. Board is ready. Helicopter, 20 minutes out. We need the CEO's signature now. I looked back at Rebecca and smiled. Not a fake smile. A predator's smile. "You're right, Rebecca. Appearances are everything." The escalation. The sun began to set, casting long, dramatic shadows over the golf course. Inside, the real business talk was getting louder. My father was inviting Michael to share his vision for the Chin family empire. I knew that vision. It was a vision of debt, hidden losses, and ego. It was a house of cards. And I was the one who had quietly bought the land the house was sitting on. Last month, through a shell corporation called Phoenix Holdings, I had purchased 60% of my father's debt. I didn't just have a seat at the table. I owned the table. I owned the chairs. I owned the building. Suddenly, a low hum vibrated in the air. "What is that noise?" Rebecca grumbled, shielding her eyes. The hum turned into a roar. A sleek, midnight black helicopter with the gold Phoenix logo on its tail began its descent toward the club's pristine lawn. The downdraft sent the failure patio furniture scattering. Napkins flew like white flags of surrender. Inside, the party stopped. My family stood frozen, champagne glasses halfway to their lips, staring through the French doors like they were watching an alien invasion. My head of security, James, stepped out of the craft, flanked by 2 assistants carrying leather portfolios. They didn't go to the front entrance. They marched straight to the patio. "Miss Chin," James said, bowing his head slightly, "the board is assembled. The $8 billion acquisition is pending your final signature. We have 3 hours before the Asian markets open." The silence that followed was deafening. My father stepped out, his face a ghostly shade of gray. "Catherine, what is this? $8 billion? Who are these people?" I stood up, smoothing my unfashionable dress. "Just some business, Dad. You know, the computer thing." Michael sputtered, stepping forward. "This is a prank. You can't be the CEO of Phoenix. They're the ones who just bought our—" He stopped. The color drained from his lips. "Your struggling real estate firm?" I finished for him. "Yes, Michael. I bought it last month. I saw the books. You didn't have 50 million in deals. You had 40 million in defaults. I saved the family legacy because you were too busy buying Tom Ford suits to notice you were bankrupt." Rebecca's glass slipped from her hand. It shattered on the stone floor, spraying champagne over her Versace hem. "You're a billionaire," she whispered. "I'm the person you told to fake it till I make it," I said, picking up my briefcase. "Turns out I didn't need to fake anything. James, are the papers ready?" "Ready for your signature, ma'am." I turned to my father. "Happy birthday, Dad. I'm sorry I have to cut the party short. But as you always say, real success requires an understanding of business." I walked toward the helicopter. I didn't look back, but I could feel their eyes on my back. The weight of 1,000 questions they were now too terrified to ask. You know, the funniest part isn't the money. It's the shift in the atmosphere. The moment people realize you aren't who they told you were, they don't just get angry, they get desperate. My family spent years trying to make me feel small so they could feel big. But you can only hold a cork underwater for so long before it snaps to the surface. Within 24 hours, I had 22 missed calls from Michael and a peace offering from Rebecca in the form of a Birkin bag I could now buy 10,000 of. I archived them all under a folder titled Patio Memories. If this story satisfied your soul, do me a favor. Hit that like button and comment "own" down below. Have you ever had a told you so moment that changed your life? Let us know in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe for more stories of ultimate justice. See you in the next one.